There's not much to see down here, is there? They've taken the tea rooms and the bars and the barbers away from the trains. And why not? What are engines nowadays anyway? Just machines to get you from A to B? Then I wonder why they still give them names. There's one other reminder of the old-style railways still left at Euston. The Manchester Pullman. Last survivor of luxury travel. For first-class fare plus a bit more, you can still get pampered with waiter service at every table throughout the journey. It's definitely the way to travel. Or if the BBC are paying, you can just watch it, secure in the knowledge that Pullmans won't be with us for much longer. In the age of the train, it's going to be intercity for everyone. The start of a train journey, one of the great sensations of life. It's hard to believe I'll be on railway lines from here to the Isle of Skye. It's a pity they don't call trains like this expresses anymore. Now it's all service on a network. But they have tried to keep the human touch.
British Rail welcome you to the Euston to Manchester intercity service. The reason for the 7-minute late start from Euston this morning, they had not got a guard for the train. Personally, I'm not on duty until 10:30, but I happen to be at Euston a bit early.
Yes, please. I think so. I need something. It's going so slowly today. Oh.
Would you like a sandwich?
Max Max. No, I'll just have the coffee, please.
It's 21.
21. How many more trips you got to do today on this train?
2.
2. So you go up to Manchester and then back down to Euston again. Yeah?
No, go back to, from Manchester, go back to London, then back to Liverpool.
Ah. What time do they start in the morning?
6:45.
Well, that's when you have to get to the train, when you have to get up.
Yeah,
Really?
6:45. 4:30 to get up.
Oh, well, hope the coffee's good. There's nothing in it. Along this stretch was set one of British Railway's many world records. The record for lifting large sums of money out of railway trains. In 1963, the night mail was relieved here of £2.25 million. Enough for 600,000 away days to Brighton. This was the first big refreshment stop outside London, in the days before they put food on trains, when they had to serve entire expressfuls in 10 minutes flat.
A large brown Windsor.
Kedgeree for 2, please.
Hot devil cakes, please.
Got them muffins.
18 teeth, quickly.
Crate of stout for 24 glasses, please.
You'd have to move pretty fast to get a sausage roll nowadays. Miles an hour now as we pass the Grand Junction Canal, built 33 years before they opened this railway. It's really no wonder the canal owners hated the railways. They had, after all, spent rather a lot of money on what was rapidly becoming Britain's shortest-lived transport revolution. But 130 years later, the railways themselves had to fight an even bigger threat. Who needed crowded, unpunctual trains when you could drive from London to Birmingham in a couple of hours? But now the M1 itself is overcrowded, and with the canals undergoing a popular revival and the railways electrified, the talk's all of an integrated transport system. So nobody won. Someone once told me that engine drivers are unofficially instructed to go to full speed whenever they're running alongside a main road. It's a nice story.
Crew, a train spotter's dream.
In 1841 it was one farmhouse. Since then, Crewe has built thousands of locomotives and miles of rolling stock, and in common with other great railway towns like Darlington and Doncaster, runs a football team that's almost permanently at the bottom of the 4th Division. Despite the horrors painted by the early opposition to railways, of hens ceasing to lay and pregnant women miscarrying and pheasants dying before they could be shot, technological progress in the early 19th century was unstoppable. "30 miles from Jodrell Bank, the world's first regular passenger railway service began on September the 15th, 1830. It ran between Liverpool and Manchester, and this is a replica of the engine that made it all possible. George Stephenson's rocket. Built in 1829, it started a love affair that's lasted ever since. Deltic, one of the big diesels built to replace steam in 1962. They still go through York, and I could have caught one to Scotland, but I wanted to see what railways are like away from the main lines. Well, some of them have been dug up, like the one I wanted to travel on now between York and Pickering. The end of steam also meant the end for 5,000 miles of track, sacrificed by Dr. Beeching in order to save the rest of the system.